Finn Robinson, we're here in Telford. Bit of bling you got on there.
Yeah.
Just, do you want to explain it, what we got there? What's all this about, buddy?
Right, so 21st of September at Stoke Speedway, we had what we call our junior gold top race, also known as the World Final, and we managed to win it.
Fair play, mate. How long have you been driving?
Racing these for this is my 5th year now. I raced go-karts for a year before that, and I used to do a bit on the quad bike as a little youngin.
Yeah.
Just getting used to the speed and that.
What is it about this car? I mean, a lot of people might not be familiar with Stoxkart. What is it about Stoxkart in particular that's kind of drew you in? I mean, it's a family affair, we should mention first off.
Yeah.
Your dad's into it.
Yeah, well, it's a family thing, but it's mainly budget. It's a very budget formula. So everything's kept very stock. There's not much you can change to it. So everyone's sort of on a level playing field.
Yeah.
Not much you can alter here to change the setup, but what you can does make a big difference. So when you do come out on top, it's a good feeling.
And on the day, were you feeling confident going into the race?
Everyone was quite nervous. I expected myself to be quite nervous. I wasn't as nervous as I expected it to be. I expected the adrenaline to get to me a bit and put me off, but managed to keep my cool from the green flag to the checker flag, which was nice.
Well, and how old are you, Finn?
I'm 15 at the moment, yeah.
So, was that a bubbly you were given?
I was, yeah.
Were you technically allowed to drink the bubbly?
That's right, it's alcohol free.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, that's all we get.
And let's just have a look at the trophy there. Pretty impressive stuff. So what's next in terms of racing for yourself then?
Well, we might do a different formula after this, because this is a junior formula for me. Something different on the UK short ovals, or I've applied for a job down in Banbury to do with mechanicking on race cars, so it depends where I get with that. If I can do the travel with the race team, I'd like to do that. So it's something not just as a kind of a hobby as such, a passion in that respect, but it's something you'd like to do work-wise, working in the racing industry. Yeah, a lot of people class this as a hobby. Well, this at the moment is a hobby, but I'd like to take it to a professional level and get my name out there a bit more. Yeah, and in terms of racing, what would be? Is that something you can see yourself like continuing? And yes, for as long as I live, I'll be working on a race car. Good man, Finn. Thank you. Hiya gents, if I can just interrupt there, you're just talking shop, but is it tyre pressures you've got there in the book?
Tyre pressures, we've got diameter of tyres, the rolling radius, got the corner weights with Finn in the car, just gives us an idea of how it's going to handle us to before a race and after a race. And you were saying earlier there's no suspension on these things, so the tyre pressure is critical, isn't it, to the performance? Yeah. Are you even adjusting it 2 psi at times, and that'll 2 psi in this front corner would change it dramatically. Yeah. And what's in terms of people who don't know about these cars, just fill us in a little bit. So it's kind of like a stock setup almost. Yeah, very controlled form. You have to all run the same tyre. Yeah. All the engines are dynoed and sealed. You can't mess with the engines. And I guess the beauty of that, it all comes down to driver skill even more so then. Is that right, Finn?
Yeah. You could say that.
So that means, you winning this competition that you have done, it's just even more just fair play to you, young man. And are they expensive, these cars? 2.5, 3.5 grand second hand. Yeah? So not as expensive as maybe some people might think. No. Cool. And Steve, you've been driving yours since you were how old? No, I started in the 80s back with the old Sierras, and then we moved up into the trucks. We raced the trucks for a while, and then had a couple of years out, and then wanted to do something that we could do together. So Finn runs in the juniors, I run in the seniors, and the same meetings. Finn, are you now faster than your dad then?
Oh, without a doubt, it's not hard.
Take it like a man, Steve.
Yeah, well, I don't fix so well now, so when you get rolled and that, I'm not so nimble anymore.
Have you rolled it in one of these, Finn? Is that
no, too good for that.
He did say last week he was waiting for his first roll. He's just waiting to get rolled. That's his next.
Yeah.
Next milestone, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So before a race, what would you be doing then, guys?
Yeah, you grease all the bearings, lube the chain. You want your maximum freewheeling, just so you get the maximum out the engine. The less drag, the more performance we get.
What sort of speeds can these get up to then?
You'd be 40, 45 on an oval. Yeah, on the tarmac.
quite snug in there, isn't it, Finn?
It is, yeah.
And of course, when you come down here and look, you're looking through the mesh there as well. I mean, that must have took a bit of getting used to, really.
Yeah, it'll alter as you go along in the different formulas and cars you race. Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
That's it. That's how we roll. You know?